Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack. Featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is a Wednesday, February 19th, 2025. And this is episode number 903 of Barry on Deck. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. Hey, hello. Hi. How are you? Hope you're warm wherever you are. Hope you're feeling good, nice and cozy, and doing well. Good to have you along for the ride today. We got a busy, packed, jam-packed show today. Lots to get to that we didn't get to yesterday, but boy, yesterday was fun, crazy, wild, unexpected. Shout out once again to Bleed Blue for that. That was pretty dope. Pretty unexpected, pretty cool, and very much appreciated. So we have much to cover and discuss, though, on the docket for today. And by the way, oh, so close to getting TikTok working. I was this close. I'm like, why I oughta. It's like, I've got the software. Let's see how to set up TikTok Live in vMix. I've got like the software now. I have access to it. I didn't have that before, but now I do. So now I just need to know where the RMTP stuff is inside of vMix. And then I should be pretty good there. I just need to find it. So we'll do that. But yeah, so that'd be cool. We'll have, hopefully we'll get some extra growth out of that once we get on TikTok. That'll be fun and interesting, hopefully. Well, you know how that shit goes, though. But we do it. All right, so tons to get to. Welcome in. Let me pull up the chat. Why you no working, chat? Okay, there we go. Chat. Resize. Perfect. So I didn't have to do a lot of show prep because had a ton of stuff raring and ready to go from yesterday. So we've got it. We get to it. I really just had to copy and paste. I do have one thing to bitch about. I have one beef. By the way, drinking coffee. That's how cold it is outside. I took the trash out this morning. Yo, it was a biting cold. Like, bitch. Like, it wasn't just cold. It was like oh shit. And I'm like used to cold. It's not like it's not, I like the cold. No, Donna, the show's not moving to TikTok, by the way. It's just, I want to stream. You know how I stream on YouTube and Twitch? I'm trying to get it on other platforms for the growth aspect of it. You know what I mean? Just to kind of try to expand the audience some. Because there's only so much you can do on Twitch as far as growth, and I'll be damned if I know how to get the YouTube live to grow. But we tried Facebook. I'm thinking maybe if I ran ads or something like that, it might grow, but I don't know. Instagram, I don't think I have a big enough following on the Barry on Deck page for that. But I'm thinking TikTok, I've got, I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000 followers there. So maybe that'll do it. And plus people get on live all the time. So we'll try that. That's the only one I haven't tried yet. Black Sheep said, I work nights, so it's normal for me. What, the cold? Flip, you're never late when you're here, buddy. And good to see you, Black Sheep. Thanks for checking in, man. I tell you what, it was, when I took the trash out this morning, holy shit, it wasn't just cold. It was like, damn. And the cold doesn't bother me. It has to be really, really cold for it to bother me. It was downright nut rattling cold out there, like really, really cold. But I do have a complaint. I need to bitch for a minute. I need to moan for a minute. I need to whine for a minute. I don't know who's in charge of making smoke alarms, but they can kiss my ass. Okay? I don't know who invented the smoke alarm, who manufactures smoke alarms, but whoever it is can go have sex with themselves. Because I know for a fact that they have done this on purpose. Because the only time that my smoke alarm goes off randomly is in the middle of the goddamn night. It never goes off during the day. It never beeps. It never, loses battery. It never just randomly alarms. It never fails. It never false alarms. It never does any of that shit during the day. It only does it at night after 10:30, between the hours of 10:30 and 4, when you're asleep, and it sucks. And I tell you what, it's the weirdest damn thing. I don't remember it happening this much like at our old house. We lived in that house for 13 years. I think it may have happened once. And it's happened like 4 times here already. We've lived here just a little over a decade. Well, yeah, it was 10 years in Christmas of 2024. Last night, we go to bed. USI, Universal Security Instruments. Well, USI can suck my left nut and make my right one cry. Okay? Yeah. Because, yeah, they suck. Universal Suck Instruments. Yeah, that's what it stands for. Universal Sucky Instruments. They can go fuck themselves or have sex with themselves. Whatever. I hate it. John Dorier says, see, you make fun of Mama Jenny and Karma bites you in the ass. Well, I don't believe that's the case, but hey, what up, Cisco? Walking from my car to the winery, shrinkage was so bad that now I have an innie. Yeah, that's what that's what happens. But last night, what's wrong with my eye? Oh no, it's this one. Shit. Last night, Nora and I go to bed kind of early. It's like, I don't know, 9:30 maybe. And I fall asleep. I'm out of CBD gummies and I need to go get some before Texas does something stupid like ban them. But I've been just taking melatonin. It's fine. It works, I guess. What the hell? What the hell? Oh, get out of here. And about 11:45. We're dead ass asleep. I think I had just fallen asleep. Dead ass asleep. All of a sudden, beep, 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 beep. What the fuck, man? It wasn't like going off like wee, 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 like that, like it was a fire, because it's done that before. It's done that before. And for no goddamn reason. It just failed. And it was so we have one alarm in the house that is a CO2 detector and a smoke detector. And it's in our master bedroom. And the rest of them are just smoke detectors. Because if we have guests, they can just burn, or they can, if they get CO2 poisoning, it's whatever. But we have us protected. But the guests, they can get it. I don't care. So apparently, after 10 years, they just fail and die. And it did last night, 11:30, 11:45 at night. Why? I don't know. But the sumbitch just quit. Oh, I was so goddamn pissed. And then I'm walking around like, well, I'd bought batteries to change them and forgot and just didn't get around to it. Never fails. Never fails. Nasty Nate said CBD isn't bad. It's the Delta 8 shit that will fuck you up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I have Delta 8 and Delta 9. I think I've had Delta 10 too. I've had all the Deltas. I've had Delta 69. I should do that. I should go into a CBD place and be like, hey, can I get some Delta 69? And see what they do. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, my buddy told me to come in and ask for some Delta 69. Sir, we don't have that. What? He said it's the best. Nice, Black Sheep. That's dope, dude. Black Sheep said, does it though? I've been taking it here and it barely works for me. You might have to up the dose. It works for me. You talking about melatonin or CBD? They're going to accuse you of being a cop, right? Hey, what's up, you cool cats? Hello, fellow teenagers. Do you guys have any of those CBD gummies, the worms and the marijuanas? Do you guys have any of the pots? Oh, melatonin. It makes me sleepy. The thing I do like that's different for me versus CBD, man, if I take CBD, like I can't eat a whole gummy. When I buy the gummies, they come in a square. I always cut them in half. Because if I eat a whole gummy, one, I get high as shit. And two, I'll never wake up. I can't. I'll never wake up once I eat a whole one. I'm going to sleep all day. Delta Burke 69. That's fantastic. So, so I cut them all in half. But like with the melatonin, the ones I have, first of all, they taste disgusting. I think they're literally made from goat nuts. I do. I think they're made out of goat testicles, but it works. I take 1.5 and my monitor just failed over there. Yeah, I take 1.5 and I go night night in about 30 minutes. I get sleepy. And if I wake up in the middle of the night, I can go right back to sleep. But next morning I'm up. I'm good to go. So you may just need to up your dose because I take more than it says to take on the package too. I mean, I'm not suggesting you do that. Because if you overdose on melatonin, it's not going to be my fault. You're the dumbass that did that. But I'm just saying what I do. So, all right. So that's my complaint. That's my bitch. Fuck smoke alarms as a staff, record label, and as a crew. They can all kiss my ass. Let's see who's in today. AJB, what up, pimp? Keith, how's it going, man? By the way, Keith always reminds me of Lawn Talk. I just want to take a moment. Pop my collar here. Boop. And tell Jared Taylor specifically and a few others I told you so. I told you so. I told you to wait. Remember when everybody's like, nah, I'm going to do my yard. I'm going to put out fertilizer. I said, wait. You don't need to do anything. It's too soon. We are not out of the freeze zone yet. And if you do anything, if you put out fertilizer, if you can mow and weed eat and all that shit, you are wasting your time. People didn't believe me. People didn't believe me. Some of you probably didn't. So, just letting you know. Nora tried to get me to do the yard. I was like, I ain't doing shit. We're still in the freeze zone, woman. Jared said, I've waited. Fuck this brisk ass weather today. Yep, we're still in the freeze zone, so you ain't got to do shit. Let's see. FJ, what up, homie? Donna, my sweet, sweet Donna. Hey, Suzanne. What's up, Jesus? Good to see you, man. Who else here? Uriel. What's up, Pip? The streak is alive. Potch. What's up, homie? John Dorier is here. Who else? Alex Villanueva. How are you, sir? Cisco, good evening or good morning, whatever. Afternoon? Is it afternoon? Yes, it's afternoon. Who else? Jared, Bleed Blue is still another credit card for today's show. Yo, that would be so fucked up if they're like, I'm sorry, we're going to have to confiscate all these back. That would be hilarious. CC. What up, Bleed Blue heads? Cisco, more like bleed green. Y'all are hilarious, man. Oh my God. That is fucking, it was an expensive 2 hours for him. It was crazy, man. Well. Luca finally made a show. Good to see you, sheep. Let's see. Who else? I woke up today still poor, so no gifting for me. We love you, CC. Mark is lurking. Love you, buddy. Thank you. Who else is in? Total Dallas is here. My balls are cold. Yes. Mimi, what's up, memesters? Good to see you, sweet thing. Nightbot, that raggedy bitch is here. Who else? I think I got everybody. Flipsters in. We already discussed Nasty Nate's in the building. We got Jared Taylor, Black Sheep. Dennis. Hot Mike. Terrence, what's up, homie? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Too soon for pre-emergent. Too soon, my friend. Do not put out your pre-emergent. Nay, I say. I know that the soil temps kind of hopped up for the germinations and everything, but the freeze is going to affect that. And so you're probably going to have to do it again because what germinated is going to go back into its winter mode again. So you're going to have new shit germinate. So you're probably going to have to put out more pre-emergent. You basically just wasted it. ERCOT, Centerpoint, AT&T, Ted Cruz, smoke alarms. Cisco, the list is long, my friend. The list is long, brother. Who else here? Total Dallas is on Twitch and the YouTubes. My brother Bear, what's up, pimp? Good to see you, man. Truck driver Pokey's in. Didn't get around to wrapping my plants this time. It depends on where you're at. It depends on where you're at. I told Nora, I ain't wrapping shit. We're not going to get a hard freeze. I don't think unless you're way north of the city, and I'm in spring. I doubt very few of you. I doubt very many of you are north of me. In fact, I don't know that anybody's north of me, unless you live in Dallas. Oh, Spoon is north of me. He's in Wichita. We're not going to get a hard freeze. So I think most, there's going to be some stuff that's kind of fragile is probably not going to survive, but most of your hardier stuff, no, Cisco, you're not north of me. I don't think you are. I think you're parallel and maybe slightly south. I think I'd have to look at the map, but, Yeah, I mean, it's better safe than sorry, but I'm not covering shit. It'll be fine. I mean, hell, I got shit out there that I didn't cover in the big ice storm this year that's already regrowing. This shit's hardy. Some of it just dies back to the ground and then comes back. So you'll be fine. I bet you my foxtail ferns grow back. I'll just weed eat them sons of bitches. 26 in Tomball tonight. That's considered hard freeze. I think 24. I think 24 is considered hard freeze. I think we're going to get down to like 28 over here. I ain't doing shit. Brother Bear, that doesn't count. You don't live there. A few relatives. Hell, I got relatives that live in Oklahoma. That doesn't count. Chris said he covered his at lunch. There you go. I mean, I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm not suggesting that you don't. I say do what you want. Jared said I didn't cover mine the first time, starting over fresh this spring. Yeah. Well, so if you didn't cover the shit this last freeze, well, you ain't got shit to worry about because most of it's probably dead anyways. I told Alice, yeah, below 25 for 2 hours or more. Yeah, my pipes have been wrapped since the Ted Cruz freeze. What up, Amos? Random X. Oh, yeah. Now, that's probably one thing. I do have those foam caps on my water faucets. I'll leave those on. I usually leave them on until the first time I use the faucet. So sometimes them sons of bitches will sit there for, oh, shit. I had to take some of them off. Cisco, I hope y'all are ready for the Barry Laminack Memorial Show tomorrow when Nora's plants died because Barry didn't cover them. Yeah, the cactuses. She's gonna be pissed. I'll buy her new cactuses. Whatever. Although I do worry about her dad's agave. I might cover that just in case. It's a pretty easy cover. Everything else, I don't give a fuck. But I did promise that I would take care of her dad's agave. Because I told y'all the story about covering it, and then the butterfly showed up. I might get out there and cover that after the show. Everything else, I don't give a fuck. I'm not covering it. All right, let's start the show. We got a lot to get to. We done hemmed and hawed around enough. Let's get to it. Yeah, Apache said the agave will never die. No, but we haven't lost any. I mean, them sons of bitches is hardy. We haven't lost, knock on whatever the fuck this desk is. We haven't lost any agaves. So, by the way, guys, I don't think he's here. Potch, will you do me a favor? Do I have your number, Potch? I'm going to text you something private. Can I private message you? Oh, fuck, I'll do it myself. Potch said no. All right, well, go fuck yourself. I'll do it myself. Let's see. I'll just stop the goddamn show. Chat settings. Switch to non-mode settings. I just need to see who else in the chat. I need to see if somebody's here first before I say something. Activity, edit stream. Oh, shit. Where's the... Oh, one thing, Potch, you could do for me is refund Jim on Sports' points. We owe him VIP points. Nope, don't worry. No butthole picks. Shit. Where? Ah, there we go. Found it. Okay, no. Okay, good. So, one of the things I'm doing, guys, and it's kind of short notice, but Cece said Donna Barry thinks we're dumb. No, I mean, I just didn't think of it. I just saw Potch. It's just the name I saw on the screen. Cece. That's it. His name, I saw it on the screen. That's how I operate. If your name was on the screen, CC, I would have asked. Besides, you and Donna work. Potch doesn't do shit. I don't even know if he's got a job yet. He's definitely not going to help me now. Cece said, kiss him then. Well, if you love him so much. Potch said my ass is at home. The defense rests. Total Dow said, is it a man's job? No, it's something very simple and menial. So, yes, it is a man's job. That's what I meant. I said no, and I meant yes. It's very simple and menial. CZ works more than Potch? Well, probably not. Donna said, bless your heart. It came out wrong, Donna. I meant yes, it's a menial job. Hey, what up, Jacob? Okay, anyways, you guys are distracting me. This is a major squirrel moment here. I just thought of something, too, that I wanted to tell you guys. One of the things... Oh, damn. Potch said, yeah, the company I was working for collapsed, so right now, barely. I'm sorry, bro. That really does suck. I'm joking, but yeah, that sucks, dude. It's tough, man. This goddamn economy and everything sucks. So I hate to hear that, bro. Really. I have been, no lie, I have been steadily looking for side hustle gigs and shit. I can't find nothing. Alex said CC works. You guys are all going to get your ass whooped by CC. You better leave her alone. I'm telling you right now, CC will dunk on you fools. So I am sending a care package to Alec. As you guys know, Alec is deployed overseas. And I just wanted to send him something to brighten his day. So, I need ideas as to what you guys think. I'm going to make him a Barry on Deck shirt. He's been deployed for like 120 days or more. And he barely gets to listen to the show. He barely gets to interact. See you later, truck driver Pookie. Wow. Bye-bye. Lube. Jesus Christ, Chris. No, that's disgusting. Jared said an OnlyFans gift card. They have rules, Jared. You can't send him anything porn related. I checked. Total Dallas said, scared me. Yeah, that scared the shit out of me. That's hilarious. Total Dallas hears that noise and he's like, oh, shit. Here we go again. Yeah. Any police in the chat, DWI is driving while intoxicated and DUI is driving under the influence of controlled substances. Saw Patrick Mahomes Sr. violated his DUI, thought he was drunk. Oh. Okay, Potch. All my military friends want snacks and seasoning. So I asked guys like Terrence and CC. Okay, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to ask CC because CC just said 3D print him a pocket pussy. And I swear to God, CC, you're the funniest fucking person I know. Jesus Christ. I never in a million, billion, gazillion years would have thought to 3D print a pocket pussy, CC. Good Lord. But now, I mean, you know, just for research purposes. Terrence, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw flavor packets, I thought, oh, is that for the pocket pussy? I saw that for a second. I was like, man, you guys are really creative with your sex toys. Holy shit. You guys really get into this. I mean, you guys should go into sex toy business because holy cow, this is crazy. I was like, what the fuck is that? What is happening here? Oh my God. Jesus Christ. I'm trying to be serious for our brethren. Oh God. If you print it, they will. Alex, if you print it, they will come. Very nice, sir. Very nice. Punch said, yeah, you're going to need a model. Blech. I was going to say something really mean, and I'm glad I didn't. Yep, really glad I didn't. How is Mahomes a normal person with that family tree? Yeah, right? You know what? So my mom did some research. I tasked her with finding me something. And I wanted to ask you guys about this, especially my military folk, because she was all like, oh, we can send him toiletries. And I was like, I don't want to send him no toiletries, Jenny. Like, she was like, I got all these extra things. Like, because this is what she found. And it's good. It's a great list. And she did the research. But I don't know if this would actually like be good. You know what I'm saying? I don't. So you military folk can tell me if this would actually be good. This is Veterans United. What do deployed troops really want? It says stuff like high quality socks, Donna, soap, toothpaste. Get the fuck out of here. Deodorant, lip balm, foot powder, baby wipes, sunscreen, hand sanitizer, pain relieving topical cream, Vicks Vapor Rub, hand warmers, sewing kits, and lens clean cloth. Is that? I was like, man, I don't want to send him that shit. That's not what I was talking about. I was like, I wanted to send him stuff like kind of something like this down here, like reading materials, not porn, handheld video games, board games, puzzles, shit like that. Or I was going to send him some Barry on Deck swag or, something like more fun to keep him entertained or just, he loves the Tampa Bay Bucks and he's a huge Oregon Ducks fan. Flip, you've already used that joke and it wasn't funny the first time, bro. Like it just wasn't good. That's why we all glossed over it. It's like, Oregon Ducks, right? So like, something cool Oregon Ducks or Tampa Bay Bucks related but if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. If this is the shit that they really want and need and would appreciate, but guys, can we just stop with the fucking jerk off stuff for a minute? It was great. Let's get back to being serious for Alec for a minute. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do the headlines. All right, here's your sports headlines for the day. I'll just figure it out myself. Fuck it. I'll just figure it out myself. All right. Vlad Guerrero Jr. and Black Sheep. I didn't realize you were still here. You weren't chatting. We're just moving on. Vlad Guerrero Jr. and the Blue Jays have failed to reach contract extensions. And this is bad for the Blue Jays, y'all. This is terrible. Because they've not had a good run at all. Well, Posh, that's not what I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to talk to you about something else. It was just so I could see if Alec was here. But I found it before we talked about it. The problem is this, right? They made a run for Shohei Ohtani, fail. Right? They built that team that was supposed to compete with the Yankees. It was, riddled with injuries. They traded away some of their stars from that team. They went out and made some moves. Remember George Springer? That hasn't worked out. Excuse me. So they tried their best. And in this case, they've got this superstar in Vlad Guerrero Jr. who said he wanted to, be there forever. And that doesn't look like it's going to be the case, because now he's going to be a free agent. And he had told his agent and he had told the Blue Jays the Monday was the deadline to get a deal done, or Tuesday. Yeah, it was Monday. And if they didn't get one done, it's going into the season with no deal, no extension, which means at the end of this coming baseball season, he's going to be a free agent. Now, what's crazy about this is Vlad Guerrero Jr. and Fernando Tatis Jr. came into the league at the same time. They're a year apart in age, but I'll remind you, Fernando Tatis Jr. got a huge deal with the Padres a couple years in when they realized, oh shit, this kid's a big star. But now you've got Tatis is locked up. Juan Soto's got a big deal. You've got guys like Aaron Judge, who, he's getting, all of the big major stars in baseball are getting locked up. The Blue Jays fumbled the bag. And yeah, Nate, it sounds like the owner is cheap, or they played a game of chicken and lost. Does that sound familiar, Astros fans? And look, maybe they think, hey, we like the Astros model. We're not going to lock ourselves into a huge contract for one guy, because we can't win that way. We're not that team in that market. We're not going to do it. Maybe that's their thought process, but man, you just can't let a guy like that walk, one. And two, you should have taken this more serious a lot sooner. I was reading an article about it, and they said what you can expect is, now that they can't negotiate, they really have no choice except to shop him at the trade deadline, which that's going to make this year's trade deadline really interesting. Because at this point, you can't run the risk of getting into the season and then the end of the season and thinking, well, we could still sign him. No, now he hits the market. This is exactly what happened with Alex Bregman. And this is what the Astros feared would happen with Kyle Tucker. He was going into the last year of his deal, and they were like, nah, can't risk it. Because this is what happened with Alex Bregman. They didn't have a deal done. They didn't trade him at the deadline. End of the year comes because they have World Series aspirations, which fell way short. And now all of a sudden, the Astros don't have Alex Bregman anymore, and they got nothing for him. When, I don't know, I know this guy that's wearing a doo-doo brown hoodie. Well, I guess if you maybe ate some bad shrimp, it's doo-doo brown. With a terrible beard and a crooked nose, that said maybe you trade Bregman mid-season and get something for him. And people said that was crazy, including a guy named Joe Blank when he brought it up. I know. And I don't blame Joel. It was crazy. But damn it, you look back on it now and it's like, well, hindsight being 2020, it was the right thing to do. Something's better than nothing. And if you're the Blue Jays, boy, if you're eyeing what the Astros and their operating MO of no bad contracts, you better pay attention to what they do and don't do and act accordingly and move Vlad Guerrero Jr. at the trade deadline, because you can't afford to lose him and get nothing. Sources say that the Cubs and Justin Turner have agreed to a 1-year, $6 million deal. Kind of like what the Cubs did this offseason, man. They are dead ass serious. So, Brother Bear said, trade Vladdy this season. Angels got to be the worst ran team ever. Failed to get 3 U-Hauls worth of stuff for Shohei, knowing he wanted to play for the Dodgers. I don't disagree with you at all on that one, sir. I don't disagree with you at all. They thought, and that's another one. That's another good example, Brother Bear. It's the same thing. Nah, we can make a run at him. You know, I mean, Trout's here. Of course he's going to stay. Shit. You better get something for him, man. These guys, once they hit the free agent market, there's teams like the Dodgers and the Yankees. They're willing to spend the money and guys are getting creative now with how they're spending money. So you better be careful because oh shit, what happened to my other headline? You better be careful because these stars, they're ripe for the picking, and it's always kind of been that way. But these stars are definitely ripe for the picking, especially now that the Dodgers have shown, hey, here's some creative financing, which is exactly what they did with Shohei Ohtani and the new Alex Bregman deal. I've got it here. Let me see. Where is it? So, as you know, Bregman signed with the Red Sox. And, is this not going to come? Oh, shit. I got to sign it over here, too. Oh, here we go. Okay. Bregman signed a $120 million deal. 3-year deal with the Red Sox. It includes $60 million deferred, which is paid out from 2035 to 2046. Yes, you heard that right. 60 million of the 120, so half of the money will be paid to him from 2035 to 2046. That's 10 years from now. He's going to get half of his money. Bro, baseball has got to do something about this shit. They're just like, we'll just pay it all later. I mean, they're just basically moving all the money. So they're like, we're not going to pay anybody right now. We're not going to pay anybody. So, it says the deferrals are due by June 15th and each year from 2035 to 2046. It says 60 million will be deferred, 20 million annually. So that's 20 million a year for the next 3 years. And then he'll get a 20 million a year, or the other 20 million will be or the other 60 million will be chopped up over 10 years from 2035 to 2046. Let's see. Oh, Boston owes $2 million in deferred money in 2035, $4 million in 2036, $6 million annually from 2037 to 2044, $4 million in 2045, and $2 million in 2046. You talk about creative financing. And again, it's wild to me that these guys accept this money, but I don't know. Does Massachusetts have state income tax? Does Massachusetts state income tax? Massachusetts has a flat income tax of 5%, but charges a 4% surtax of income over $1 million. So he would be paying 9% on his money on at least half of that money. Let's see. I gotta move my calculator over here so I can see it when I'm working. Gosh. So that 120 million. So 60 million. 60 times 9%. That's $5.4 million if he moved like back to Texas when he retires. Let's say he keeps his house here, which he probably will. If he doesn't sell it and he lives here, that money that he earns, those 10 years, that's tax free. That 9% that he would have paid in state income tax in Massachusetts, he doesn't pay now. So when you look at it, at first I'm like, oh, dude, money now versus money 10 years from now. Money now is worth more. Oh, his place is up for sale. Well, there you go. Money now, but he'll buy a house up there. It'll appreciate in value significantly. He'll sell it with that equity. He'll move back down here. And I promise you, just like people from California did, you buy a $10 million home in California. When you sell it 10 years later, or 3 years later, or 5 years later, or whatever, you get, 1.5 million in equity. You move back here, you're set, right? But man, at first I'm like, dude, if inflation is, let's just say, I don't know, 2.5% a year. But boy, you look at that, that's not bad. That cost savings right there isn't bad. And who knows if there's other, other stuff. It doesn't look like there's other stuff in there. By deferring the money, the Red Sox lower their contract's average annual value for Major League Baseball's luxury tax. Now 30 Bregman is a two-time All-Star, blah, blah, blah. Bregman's position in Boston was unclear, though second base appears possible. They did ask Rafael Devers if he would be willing to learn another position. And his answer was no. Flat out. No. And it was like, ooh, well, that's interesting. Apparently, they didn't consult him. I wonder, though, if during these talks they asked Alex Bregman, would you be willing to play second base? My guess is he said yes. Which, I mean, for him, that's good because there's actually less wear and tear on you playing second base. So it could prolong his career by a year or so. Deferment also lowers tax liabilities for both parties. Yeah, I was just talking about that. That's what I was saying. It lowers his taxes. Well, yeah. It lowers his taxes and, it should lower. Yeah. It is because, like I said, he by that time he'll be out of baseball and he'll probably move to a state with no state income tax, and it should put him in a lower tax bracket. Well, no, because he'll be in the upper tax bracket no matter what. So Bregman's deal has kind of, I mean, Ohtani and Bregman and these deals, man, it's really changing the landscape of baseball, like a lot. So Turner gets his deal, Bregman gets his deal. Cubs have won the offseason. A lot of teams had a good offseason. Astros really not one of them. I thought there was an article. Was it in my inbox? Brother Bear said Gold Glove versus one of the worst third basemen. Oh, you talking about Isaac Paredes? He's going to hit, though. Hey, what up, Walt? Good to see you, man. What up, Dre? There was a... Oh, God, where does it go? Rising fathers, no. There was an article from The Athletic, I thought. I can't find it now. Shit. But they talked about who all 30 teams and how they thought they won the offseason. But nonetheless, I can't find it. So we'll move on. MLB needs the Knicks of the deferred money. Yeah, that's part of what I was saying. It's because it's kind of bullshit. There's the luxury tax, right? There's no salary cap, but there's a luxury tax. But if you can just move all the money to the future, then you're avoiding the luxury tax now, right? And so once that money rolls around 10 years from now, what they'll do is they'll move somebody's money there to the future. And what they're also banking on is that by the time they get to 10 years from now, the luxury tax will have increased and they'll be able to squeeze Alex Bregman's money, in this case, for example, into that luxury tax, and it won't affect them. So in a sense, it's a shell game, right? It's 3-card money. They're just moving it around. There's no penalty for it. And, you know, the small market teams are still kind of getting fucked. Quite honestly. Still kind of getting screwed. Old Man Seattle said, just like your 401k. I'm not sure what you mean by that. What do you mean? Because in this case, I mean, we're talking about a salary cap that they're avoiding, essentially. Dre said it'll affect them in 2035 and so on. They'll have less money to play with. Well, but like I just said, Dre, what they're relying on is the luxury tax goes up every year. So, deferring the tax. Yeah. But the luxury tax, right, there's a threshold. And every year that baseball makes more money, the threshold goes up. Well, think about what baseball will be making in 10 years, in another decade. Think about what baseball made, in 2014 versus how much they made in 2024. The luxury tax, let's see. When did the luxury tax? Let's see. MLB luxury. Oh my God, I can't spell. Luxury tax history. Luxury tax. 2014, it was 189 million. And that was, 2014, it was 189 million. Let's see, what is the 2024 MLB? Oh, well, let's do 2015. It was the same, 189 million. So the 2015 luxury tax was 189 million. What is the 2025 MLB luxury tax? 2025 MLB luxury tax is 241 million. So in a decade, the luxury tax has gone up $52 million. They're paying Alex Bregman $2 million, $4 million. What I tell you, it was like $2 million, $4 million, $4 million, $2 million. They got $52 million worth of space. That $2 million that they're paying per year over 10 years, that don't mean shit to them in a $10 million or a $52 million space. That's nothing now. That's nothing. Yeah, here's the payments again. $2 million the first year in 2035, $4 million in 2036, $6 million annually from 2037 to 2044. Well, I mean, think about it. It's going to go up from 2035 to 2044. That's why they've also increased the payments, because they know the luxury tax is going to increase. And then it goes down to $4 million in 2045, down to $2 million in 2046. So they know what they're doing. That space is going to be huge. They don't give a shit about this $2 million. And for Bregman, he's like, man, I'm still making money in retirement. This is that Bobby Bonilla shit. Just on a bigger level. So what did I say? 52 million? Oh shit, where'd it go? Yeah, 52 million. That's just now. That's just now. It grew from 2004 to 2015. It went from 120 million to 189. So the growth, man, it's going to happen different every time. And remember, there's different thresholds. So there's they changed it in 2017. Now there's the tax threshold, the first surcharge, and the second surcharge. So that, even if you wanted to, you could go into the surcharges and still be comfortable. You'd be like, well, Yeah, I don't give a shit. Oh, here we go. 2025, 241 million is your tax threshold. 261 million is your first surcharge. Oh, they've added a third now. 301 million is your third surcharge. Imagine what that's going to be 10 years from now. I'm telling you, it's 3-card money. It's 3-card money. They're street hustling. They're just street hustling each other. It's fucking stupid. Why even have this shit? It's crazy. Just looking at this, the luxury tax when it came out in 2003 was $117 million. They have the luxury taxes projected now going into 2026. They have it already projected. Will be $244 million is the tax threshold. 244 million. When it came out, it was 117. That means in 23 years, it has gone up $127 million. It's going up on average $5.5 million a year. On average. That's fucking crazy. So now we're talking by 2044, which is 19 years from now. Well, let's do the math. 19 times 5.5. That's $104 million added to the luxury tax. $6 million ain't shit. It ain't shit. This is why Shohei Ohtani's money works so well for the Dodgers. It ain't shit. That's not going to be shit to them with these luxury taxes. Yo, what up, Mr. Hart? Christopher Hart said, surcharge these nuts. Flip said, some many big girl ads. I don't know what that means. With all the deferred money to the future, who pays if the club is sold before it's time to pay? The club does. When you buy and sell the club, you're buying and selling the debt too. So it's just like any business. When you buy and sell a business, you buy and sell the debt. You buy and sell the contracts. But you're also buying and selling the advertising contracts too, right? So, if this is why though, that what you'll see is when an owner goes to sell a team, and I'll just remind you of Drayton McClain, when an owner goes to sell a team, they'll dump salary because it lowers the cost basis for the ball club, but it doesn't lower the value necessarily, but it lowers what they owe. Is the best way to put it in layman's terms. So the new owner doesn't have a ton of debt coming in, but the team still has their inherent value. And that's why they salary dump, because you inherit all the contracts, good and bad. So yeah, if they sold the Red Sox next week, they're inheriting this Alex Bregman contract. And at the same time, they're inheriting all the sponsor contracts and deals too. Now, sometimes what you'll see is certain deals will have provisions like it's non-transferable, just like any deal, any contract. Some contracts are transferable and some are not. Like if you buy a warranty for your car or your house, sometimes it'll say it's transferable, sometimes it won't, or sometimes it won't be. Most every sports contract is transferable. Just think about that. If it wasn't, what owner would want to buy a team? You'd have no players. And you'd have no advertisers. But there might be some that are like, nah, I'm doing this with you. I want this to be non-transferable. Like an advertiser, right? Like think, let's say Mattress Mac and Tillman Fertitta, just randomly. are just the best of friends. And Mac is like, buddy, if it ain't you, it's nobody. Meaning, if you sell the Rockets, I'm out. I don't want to be advertising for nobody else. And so that contract is non-transferable. Now that new, owner might be, hey, Mac, could I get you to sign a new deal? So now they got to go out and negotiate a new deal. But yeah, some contracts are not transferable. Most of them, though, 95 to 99% of all contracts are going to move with it. I wonder if Boris cut comes out of the deferment. If so, he'll collect from the grave. I think this, and it depends. I can only give you an example of mine, and it varies widely. Boy, and we've got the perfect person to talk business in here, you guys. Christopher Hart is a business genius. Chris said, I'm drunk on a plane about to take off from North Carolina. I love you. Please fart into a bag again. The last one has a hole in it. What the fuck? That is so fucking funny. I totally forgot about that. Holy shit, that is hilarious. How did I forget about that? Oh my God, that is so funny. Jesus. And YouTube censored his post. Surcharge these nuts. Please fart in a bag again. The last one has a hole in it. It's so funny. All right, well, he's drunk on a plane, so Veek as in wreck is irrelevant today as when he wrote it. What? I don't know what that is. B. Hannah, what does that remind you of? So many big girl ads. I don't know what that means, Flip. Are you getting ads on Twitter, Flip? Somebody's not subscribed. Flip, are you subscribed on Twitter? Let's see. Because if you are, you shouldn't be getting ads. Nope, you are not, sir. Previously subbed for 15 months, not currently subbed. Well, that's why you're getting ads, buddy. That is the advantage of subscribing. So, it's a win-win. How is it possible for anyone to not be subscribed after Bleed Blue yesterday? Right? That used to be my favorite song. What? Flip didn't get a free sub yesterday. How? He just did it community, and I guess it picks. Just random. So what was I going to say? I was going to add something to it. Oh, fuck. It doesn't matter now. Oh, drunk on a plane. Because Bleed Blue thought he was the producer. God, there was something I wanted to add to it. I don't remember now. I don't remember. All right, let's move on. We got more headlines because I want to get to these other stories. Man, it's already 3:30. Here's a couple more headlines for you. Surprise! Surprise! The NFL has rescinded Joe Mixon's fine for criticizing officials. Yeah, that one where he didn't criticize the officials and they fined him and he was like, bro, that wasn't even my tweet, man. And then they were like, oh, well, no, that's not how that, no. You've got to, that's how it goes. We're going to fine you for other language things and whatnot. And so they finally had to walk it all the way back. And for good measure, they also rescinded the fine on Will Anderson Jr. Just a FYI. Here's it says Texas running back Joe Mixon has won his appeal, which I'm shocked, by the way. I am stunned. He won his appeal over a $25,000 fine he received following Houston's playoff loss to the Chiefs. Appeals officer Chris Palmer explained in his letter to Mixon that after going through the hearing process on Jan 30, he found that Mixon did not necessarily publicly criticize the officials. During the appeal hearing, you stated that you meant by your statement referring to the officials. That what you meant by your statements referring to the officials. As you know, statements can be interpreted differently by every individual, and it seems like you clearly understand the weight and determined of public criticism towards officials can give, given you how impactful your platform is as a player, which I appreciate. Texas defensive end Will Anderson also received a $25,000 fine following the Texas playoff loss for saying, "We knew it was going to be us versus the refs going into this game." Anderson also appealed and had his fine overturned, a source confirmed to ESPN. The Athletic first reported the news of Anderson's successful appeal. Texas defense was flagged for 2 separate penalties. Mixon was asked after the loss about the questionable calls and said, "Everybody knows how it is playing up here. You can never leave it into the ref's hands. The whole world sees, man, what it is. When it comes down to it, you can never leave it into the ref's hands. It's all good though." Let's see. NFL side of the 50-50 quote. And then, as you know, Mixon was like, "So let me get this straight. The NFL fines me $25K for something I didn't say. You call them out for it, and the response was fine me again for something that's not even a violation without even rescinding the first one. Where's the accountability? Just respect the players." And good for him for standing up for this. I mean, yeah, $25,000, I don't care who you are. It's a lot of money. And I think it's kind of chicken shit that they don't allow the players to voice their opinions in such a way. They have this whole protecting the shield and the integrity of the game and all that. Like, we don't have fucking eyes. Like, we can't see and call out the bullshit ourselves. Like, if Joe Mixon says it out loud, we're going to be like, "What? Well, I never noticed it. Well, I'll be damned. I would have never seen it if Joe Mixon hadn't have said it. Thank you for opening my eyes, Joe Mixon. Thank you for opening my eyes, Will Anderson Jr. I'd have never seen it. Oh my God, this is crazy. Thank you, whistleblower Anderson." It's fucking ridiculous. Like, we watch football. We're not stupid, NFL. We're not dumbasses. We can see. Clearly we can see. The whole world could see. The whole world watched the Chiefs-Texans playoff game. And it wasn't just Texans fans bitching about that game. Troy Aikman bitched about it during the broadcast. I mean, you had Barstool people up in arms. You had random NFL fans that were fans of neither team complaining. It was very clear. And again, it's not like I'm not of the opinion that it's this huge conspiracy that the NFL is somehow in cahoots with officials and that they're like, "Hey, we're going to grease the palms of the officials and we're going to make sure that they get every single call." I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But do the officials give the Chiefs and Mahomes preferential treatment and the benefit of the doubt? Absolutely. Have they earned it? A little bit. Yeah. Is it fair? Well, fuck no. Did that happen for Michael Jordan? Yeah. Was that fair? Fuck no. Did this happen for Tom Brady? Yeah. Was that fair? Fuck no. And every time it's happened, fans have called it out. And as it continues to happen, fans should continue to call it out. Because guess what? If you're going to have rules, you should enforce them. And I'm sorry. I know that that's the way the world works, but then why fucking have rules? Just let us know that, hey, if you're a superstar and you're really, really good, we're going to make exceptions for you. Just tell us that. Tell us that there's an earned right rule. Make that shit up. Just call it the earned right rule. Oh, sorry. We went ahead as officials and used the earned right rule. That is roughing the passer. I didn't touch him. Earned right rule. You look like you touched him. Shit. Forgot about the earned right rule, man. Damn. Okay, my bad. I didn't mean to get near him. Yeah, well, it looked violent. I mean, it wasn't, but it looked violent. Earned right rule. First down, Kansas City. I mean, just tell us. Just tell us. Because I get it. It's going to happen. I get it. But don't act like we're fucking idiots. And don't act like the players are fucking idiots. Hey, you can't say that. You can't say the truth. How dare you say the truth? Give me some of your money for saying the truth. I told Johnson I would like a fall interception mulligan rule, please. Brother, I don't think one mulligan is going to be enough for you and Dak and them boys. Nate, it's not just Mahomes, though, brother. It is, and this is across sports. So let's not just single out Patrick Mahomes. He's just the latest example. I tried to throw a few of them out there. Jordan was a benefactor. Kobe got some calls. LeBron. Still, Steph Curry gets his fair share. I mean, we've seen some egregious travels by LeBron James that they just, well, I mean, he would have made it anyways. So what? He didn't dribble. Who cares? He took 4.5 to 5 steps. Earned right rule. Next. That's what it is. I mean, the shit happens in basketball. The shit happens in football. Shit happens in baseball. Greg Maddux, I'm sorry, Blue, but that pitch was 4.5 inches off the black. It's Greg Maddux, bro. Earned right rule. So it's not new. But part of the problem I have is you're not letting the players be like, yeah, we know this shit is happening. We know. We knew coming up here we were going to face the earned right rule. And we got beat by it. Well, it'll cost you $25,000 for telling the truth, Joe. So I'm at least glad that the NFL, amazingly, I mean, it ain't even my money, but it's the principle of the matter. Because I was shocked that they rescinded Will Anderson's fine. Joe Mixon didn't say shit. He didn't deserve to be fined the first time or the second time. Will Anderson Jr., I mean, according to the letter of the law, he kind of deserved to be fined. His shit was pretty egregious based on their rule of protecting the shield. So I was a little stunned when they were like, no, we're going to let you slide. Oh, yeah. Brother Bear, you're right. Glavin, too. Roger Clemens. Randy Johnson. Justin Verlander. Come on, bro. It's everywhere. Everywhere. At the plate, Barry Bonds. Psh. Bro, your pitch had better be down the middle. And if it is, well, too bad, so sad. Because he's probably going to hit it. Long, long way. Guys like Tony Gwynn that know the strike zone, that commanded the strike zone, if Tony Gwynn didn't swing at it, the umpire was like, well, shit, that had to be a ball. I'm not even looking. I mean, the umpire was probably just sitting like this behind the catcher. Probably didn't even look at the strike zone. Just like, he probably just looked at Tony. Oh, he did swing. Ball. Ball 2. Oh, he swung and it didn't. Oh, he didn't get a hit. I guess that's a strike because he missed it. I'll be goddamn, he missed it. Huh. Well, he didn't swing again. And the ball's just going straight down the middle. Yeah, he didn't swing again. That's ball 3. I mean, that's sports, baby. But you know, a young pitcher would be like, I mean, goddamn, I'm throwing heat down the middle and they're calling them balls. Give me your money, pal. You can't disrespect MLB umpires like that. Earned right rule, bitch. Jordan and Brady were mobbed before they changed that shit for him. Jordan played in a different era, though. Jordan played in an era where everybody was mobbed. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Dr. J. I mean, bro, these guys would, I mean, don't get it twisted. They were superstars, but they would still punch your ass in the face. They would still fight. Yeah, Jordan came along and he was nasty. He was, you know, he would get in your face. But it was like one of those things where what they could not afford, and you have to remember this, is that Bird and Magic brought the NBA back, right? And Jordan, in this, I'm trying to put this in perspective for you when it comes to Jordan. And really, in a way, the NFL. But when Jordan rose to prominence, right? You got to remember that there was this squad out of a city called Detroit. And they were some nasty sons of bitches. And they would do whatever they could to, you know, get their opponents upset. I mean, they would literally try to fight guys like Jordan, if for no other reason, just to get his ass out of the game. So the NBA, in a lot of ways, had to make sure that they protected the face of the franchise. And this is why some of those rules get put into place. Is it's like, bro, we can't have, you know, because back in the day, this is why everybody's like, oh man, basketball's soft now. Oh, and everybody's like, well, you could thank Michael Jordan for that. Well, did you want to watch games night in and night out where Michael Jordan was ejected for fighting? Because he would fight. Let's not get it twisted. I'm not sitting here calling Michael Jordan soft. Michael Jordan would fight you. He would get in your grill and fight you. But they couldn't have that. So they had to get some distance between the players, make it a little more offensive friendly, try to get less contact, because that also prevents less fighting, which also means Jordan is in the game. And that's what people want to see. And the same is true for Tom Brady. People want to see the greatest football player that ever lived play football. They don't want to see him hurt. I mean, football without quarterbacks sucks. So I understand the rules, but at the same time, goddamn, you got to call them right. I just can't get the Will Anderson Jr. hit out of my mind. It's just egregious. And the other one. That's when the Bulls shipped Charles Oakley to the Knicks. Yeah, but the Bulls always had an enforcer. Literally always had an enforcer to protect Jordan. For that reason. I mean, literally. Because, you know, it was the Bad Boys and the Pistons and, you know, there was going to be somebody that if we can get 23 out of the game, whether we fight him or whatever, Because you were transitioning from that era of fighting into the finesse era. It was a rough transition. Jordan and Magic brought them back. I mean, Bird and Magic brought the NBA back from the dead. Jordan put it on a pedestal, and it was a transition. Mike cried to the refs until the bad boy Pistons and Celtics got old. I mean, MJ did some crying. Don't get me wrong, but it's a competitive thing too. You know, I mean, he wanted calls. The bad boys would clothesline folks. Yeah, they would. They didn't give a shit. MJ really didn't start getting calls until after the second championship. And that's part of the reason. You said Mike would cry until the bad boys and Pistons and Celtics got old. Because he was getting beat up. That's the thing. He knew, like, bro, I can't play basketball. I'm the greatest player that ever lived. Y'all just don't know it yet. But you got to give me room to operate. I can't be playing basketball like it's 88 or like, 84 or whatever the fuck it was, 82. I can't be doing this shit. Y'all got to give me some room to play basketball like it's basketball. And that was part of the problem. Shaq never got his justified rules adjusting. I don't know what that means. Isaiah Thomas was on MJ's ass from the go. That's part of the reason why he hated Isaiah. Because Isaiah didn't kiss the ring. Some people, I mean, Bird didn't, but in a way Bird did. But Bird also earned MJ's respect in a lot of ways. But Isaiah was part of that squad that they just fucking hated Jordan, bro. Yeah, Sheep said MJ has never cried as much as LeBron has. And even in the NFL, Brady has. No, don't get it twisted, Sheep. MJ cried. But I think part of it was like, hey, we all know what needs to happen here. Come on, fam. Let me operate. Joe Pro, what's up, homie? Fuck Bill Lambier's no talent having hacking ass. Yeah. That was crazy. Lambier was just a brute. I told Dallas there's a Detroit football team on a basketball Pistons. Yeah. What did Walt say? Remember that river that was in Barry Bonds was hitting? Oh, yeah. I wonder what happened to it. Global warming, I guess. That's true. That river that was in Pittsburgh, that Barry Bonds was hitting. No one hits into that river anymore. Wonder why that is. Maybe because they get pitched around. Also, maybe because one of the greatest power hitters ever isn't there anymore. And that was Pittsburgh. That wasn't peak steroid Bonds either. Of course, he was hitting them into lakes in San Fran. He was averaging 30 at the time. They was clotheslining him, so it evened out. True. Dre said the Allegheny. Yeah, Dre, he's being facetious because you're not seeing, it's never talked about anymore because people ain't hitting home runs into the river. But I think it is the Allegheny. It's one of those three rivers. All right, so last headline, and this is an important one, and far be it from me. You guys know me. I don't like to say I told you so. I mean, maybe a little. Big Ten and the SEC holding talks. And part of those talks, part of those meetings, well, they're freaking people out. Hey, what up, Heartthrob? Heartthrob Rob? Sorry it's a little late. I don't know why I mailed them out on time, and apparently your shit got there way late. You got it today? Holy shit. It should have got there on Friday. God, that's super duper late, bro. My bad. Well, happy belated. Damn. Post office can suck it. I got to talk to Jenny about moving up our mail out dates. Yep. Joe Pro said, dun, dun, dun. I think I have that too. Is it dramatic? Oh, shit. Here we go. I got it right here, Joe Pro. Yep, it's coming. Oh, shit. Truck Driver Pookie said, I got my birthday card before my birthday. It actually reminded me. Nice. Very nice. Oh, to be fair, with all the snow and weather lately, I'm not surprised. Oh, good point. But the Big Ten and the SEC are having meetings. And people, needless to say, freaking out a little bit. They are not thrilled about it. Let me find this article from The Athletic that discusses it. I have it on my laptop, so I'm going to pull it up from my laptop here. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Had 11 articles open on my laptop that I wanted to get to. We're not going to get to all 11. Obs. Don't need that one. Don't need that one. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Blah, blah. Nope. Don't need that. Fuck shit. Well, we need to talk about that one too. Well, where the... Oh, no. No. Was it in the emails? Was it in the emails? Son of a bitch. SEC. Let me just Google's SECs. Here we go. So it says, nobody wants this. A few guys in suits stand to financially benefit from something, even though it would be unpopular among millions of people. I could be referring to any number of events throughout time, but I'm referring to one potential outcome of tomorrow's New Orleans meeting between the Big Ten and the SEC. The second time college football's imperial duo has huddled within the past few months. It says they'll discuss a handful of major topics. Here it is. Finally found it. Chrome resize. Big Ten SEC leaders resume search for compromise with future of CFP. College sports in focus. So they're talking about the format. One of the big things that they're talking about, and this is really important, football fans, college football fans, really, really important. One of the things that they're talking about is, should the Big Ten and the SEC get more automatic bids for the CFP? It's 12 teams, and they're saying, hey, look, it's great that SMU got in, but boy, that was a stinker. I bet you by golly, Bama would have done better. Maybe, just maybe, the SEC and the Big Ten should get more automatic qualifiers, should get more bids, should get more teams into the CFP. And you know what's crazy about this, folks? You know what's wild about this? The Big Ten and the SEC control the CFP. They have final say. So the Mountain West and the ACC and every other conference in the country can bitch and moan and vote all they want, but it does not matter. The SEC and the Big Ten can decide to do whatever in the fuck they want to do. And there's not a goddamn thing anybody else can do about it. Like, absolutely nothing. I mean, folks, it's going to happen. And it might happen sooner than I thought. But the fact, SMU did nobody any favors by shitting the bed. None. Thank God Arizona State put up a fight a little bit. Like, they looked okay, but boy, if they'd have shit the bed, this meeting could have been real fast. Hey, y'all just want to say fuck it and just do us? Yep. Okay. You know what's really funny? Let me read this email. Tell me if this sounds familiar, folks. Now, I'm reading you the email. Let me open this email. Let's see. Oh, how do I open an email in the new? Oh, shit. SEC search. Here we go. I want you open in a new window. There we go. Yes, Papa. Yes, Papa. Oh, shit. There we go. Tell me if this, I'm going to put this on the screen. This is from my athletic subscription newsletter. But tell me if this part sounds familiar. It says they'll discuss a handful of topics with one question already drawing the bulk of... here, let me zoom this. Let me see if I zoom this window. Yeah, there we go. With one question... with one question already drawing the bulk of attention, whether they'll recommend the sport's perpetually evolving postseason give multiple automatic CFB bids each to the two leagues, coincidentally in charge of the CFP. Now, notice it said sports, not just football, by the way, folks. They're talking basketball, too. They're talking March Madness. Yeah, they're talking baseball. Wow. Sounds to me like they're just setting it up just to be two conferences. Because if they were just talking football, then you might be like, well, okay. That's definitely just a football thing, and, you know, basketball and everything else. It's not going to... Bro, read between the lines. It literally says they'll discuss a handful of topics with one question already drawing the bulk of attention, whether they'll recommend the sport's perpetually evolving postseason. So now is when it's important to remember, according to the current arrangement, that the Big Ten and the SEC can push through format changes without consensus from the CFP board managers. For months now, one version of that idea has loomed the most unsettling. 4 guaranteed spots each. They could at least bother trying to talk us into 2 first. The NCAA's basketball bracket has sprawled to 68 teams, yet promises just 1 spot for each conference. Meanwhile, FBS football's Power 2, fresh from sending the Big 12 and ACC scrambling for members across the continent and dumping the Pac-12's carcass on the feet of TV networks, are interested in the possibilities of declaring themselves entitled to half or more of the tournament every year. Yep. This past season, they would have meant 9-3. This past season, that would have meant 9-3 Alabama replacing 10-2 SMU. Just so 4 rather than 3 SEC teams could fail to reach the semifinals. In a season like 2015, it might have meant it might have privileged Northwestern, who'd lost 2 games by 78-10 over North Carolina. It's like, it says, it's not even like this would usually change the number of CFT teams, blah, blah, blah. Here it is, right here. Tell me if this sounds familiar, everybody. Bold letters. I keep hoping all of this is building to a tidy future in which the Big Ten and SEC have divvied up literally all of college football, then giving each school a promotion and relegation path toward the biggest paydays. I seem to recall this handsome devil talking about promotion and relegation in football. Two leagues, If you play good, you're moved up. And if you don't play well, you're relegated. Just like in soccer, but in college football. Because you know what? Sometimes teams get on a run and they play well and they recruit well. And that goes well for a while. And then they suck. And those teams probably shouldn't be playing in the big boy tournaments for a while until they get good again. And then you move out the crappy teams and put the good ones back in. And there's nothing wrong with that necessarily. You are good, you play good, you get to play with the big boys. This is what this guy's saying is, Buff. I keep hoping all this is leading to that. It says they could even pull out the West Coast teams in the Big Ten's westernmost division, which they could call the Pac-12. It's like those stories where the Dr. Doom takes over, then runs things benevolently, but only because that makes Dr. Doom look more impressive. I think there's a capitalistic argument for that version of the CFB, and I might lay it out sometime or some point, but it feels far away at absolute best. Well, buddy, I've already laid it out for you. I laid it out last year, Mr. Jason Kirk. I fucking laid it out for you. So all this shit. Joe Pro, what are these morons going to start listening? You're literally the smartest person you know. I mean, it's wild to me that more people don't see this coming, Joe Pro. That's the crazy part. The writing is on the wall, and it's been on the wall. I think I'm going to do this. I've decided, chat, I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to actually make a visual and put it out there. I think I'm going to have to make some sort of, this is what the future of college football, and spell it out. I'm going to have to do this because I truly believe this is where we're headed. And I think more and more people are starting to see it, and they don't believe it's going to happen. But dude just wrote an entire article about these two conferences getting together to basically guarantee themselves half of the playoff berths. What better of a next step towards two super conferences to eventually take over college football do you need? That's literally the next step. Guarantee yourselves the playoffs, and then you can just tell everybody to go fuck themselves. We don't need you anymore. Step 1, take over the playoffs. Step 2, get rid of the other conferences. Step 3, question marks. Step 4, profit. It's too late, Total Dallas. It's too late. Total Dallas said we don't need another national football thing. I've already told you this as well. College football is the next big competitor to the NFL. It's the next big and closest thing that you will see that competes with one of the big three. LIV scared the shit and the bejesus out of the PGA, brought them to the negotiating table. The NCAA is the LIV on steroids. They've got the infrastructure in place. They've got the money. They've got the power. They've got everything they need. And you can sit there and tell me till you're blue in the face about how they'll never topple the NFL. There's already talks about why would I leave early? I don't need to leave early. I can just stay here and play for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years medical redshirt freshman and get paid. Keep thinking this shit all you want. I'm telling y'all, it's a coming. Playoffs are expanding again in 26 or 28. Mark said hockey has essentially been using college as another minor league for decades. Yeah. And look, this whole college has been a feeder system to the NFL has been a boom for the NFL. It's like they've never had to have their own G League. They've never had to fund their own minor leagues like baseball. Basketball has to fund the G League because college was like, college kids are like, nah, damn that. We want to come out early. And then that got kiboshed. Nah, you can't come out at 18. That's preposterous. And then people got up in arms about that. NIL happened. And basketball was like, well, shit. They came up with the G League as a compromise, but they have to fund it. It's like minor league baseball. Baseball's been funding that for years to develop players because some guys were going overseas. And then also basketball realized, oh, shit. We're really kind of losing the battle to Europe. Look how many Euros we're starting to get drafted. We're kind of losing the draft to college kids because not that many kids are getting drafted. Not that many stars are getting drafted anymore. I mean, think about the best players in the league, the best of the best. If you named the top 5 players in the league, how many of them are American? LeBron? Yeah. Luka? Jokic? Giannis? So they were, NBA was like, shit, we got to get these kids somewhere. If we're not going to let them play at 18, we got to get them developed in the G League. So all that's great. You know, MLB's funding their developmental shit and paying for it. That's minor league baseball. Chris, Anthony Davis. The NBA is now doing the same, and the NFL has just been like, just letting the NCAA, yeah, you guys make your money, but whew, boy, we ain't got to pay for shit. Don't have to pay for nothing. Man, this is great. We got a whole feeder league for free. $0 it costs the NFL. 0. College football's like, NIL hit. And now college football's like, oh, we're coming for you, buddy. We're coming for you. Because the next step in all of this, by the way, which I have never mentioned before, is eventually, there will be a line that says you can play up to X amount of years after you graduate. Watch. Mark my words. If you can redshirt to buy yourself a year, there will be graduate exceptions or whatever they want to call it. There's already guys that play till they're 27, 28 for various reasons. They don't play the full years. But once this snowball starts rolling downhill, these guys will get wise to the fact that they don't want to lose Shedeur Sanders to the NFL right away. How can we make it possible that he plays here until he's at his peak at least? And on the cheap, no less. It's going to happen, folks. And you can just clip this and bookmark it and put a push pin in it and save it for later because, goddamn, I'm telling you. I know y'all think I'm full of shit, but I'm Nostradamus in this shit. I'm telling you I'm Nostradamus in this shit. Joe Burrow's an offensive lineman going to have 4 PhDs before it's over, right? Because they're the smartest ones on the field by far. Everyone wants to say the quarterbacks are. Hell no. The smartest men on the football field, linemen. Offensive linemen at that. Chris said, yeah, but NFL has at least created a retirement program. Oh, I'm not saying that guys don't eventually go to the NFL. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that guys go from high school to college and they don't leave in 3 years. They leave in 6, 5 or 6 years because the money's so good. They don't have to go after 3, flame out, be on a practice squad, and then they're done. They don't have to do that. They can stick around. The league exists. These guys that are 4th round picks, 5th round picks, well, fuck that. I can stay an extra year, make some money, and try to improve my draft stock. Because they're good enough. They're good. I'm not great, but I'm good. Man, let me see if I can stick around and be great. They buy insurance policies for injuries. I'm telling you. Yeah, Brandon Whedon was like 27. So yeah, it's going to happen, y'all. It's going to happen. And I swear to God, I'm downloading all of these. I'm putting together clips. I'm uploading them to my goddamn YouTube. I'm going to put them out there. 7 people are going to watch. 7 people are going to watch these clips. But then when it happens, this shit's going to go viral. I'm going to be out of the business by then. But the shit's going to go viral. Everybody's going to be like, God damn. This is crazy. It's going to happen. I just know it. Wait, he went to CBA. Never mind. What? I think Telfair was after LeBron. Huh? Case Keenum kid was a redshirt freshman by the time Keenum left. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, couple of, it's not necessarily headlines, but one thing I did want to just mention real quick, and then I want to get into this Bullygate thing. That's not true. That might change because of who's in office, but that's not true. Right now, what's happening is, I mean, getting paid, but right now what happens is these players and stuff, or these teams go out and get sponsorship deals. So they'll go out and be like, okay, every player gets a Dodge Ram. Or they'll go out and be like, all right, every player gets a $50,000 stipend. But the money exists, and the money will exist, especially when they move to these conferences. Right now, you're right. It's only the superstars that get the money. But you got to also remember too, Amos, there's a roster of 113 players. Yeah, you're not paying all those. You're not paying 113 guys. 15 of them are redshirt freshmen. They're not even playing. That's like practice squad. They should get practice squad money. But the guys that are on the 53-man college roster, they're going to get paid. But not everybody makes, who's the highest paid player in the NFL? Who would it be? God, I can't even think. Who is it? Mahomes? No, it's not Mahomes. Who's the highest paid player in the NFL? Dak Prescott. And then Joe Burrow. And then Trevor Lawrence. And then Jordan Love. So yeah, not everybody's going to get that money. You know what I mean? But everybody's going to get something. Most guys make the minimum in the NFL. So most guys are going to make the minimum in college. It's all relative. But people will get paid. That's so true, Heartthrob. 7 people are going to watch. 7 people are going to think you're batshit crazy. And when it happens, 7 people are going to back you and say you tried to tell everyone you were right. All of that is 100% fact. And then with my luck, Heartthrob, when it does happen, 7 more people are going to see it. It'll never go viral. It'll just... Walt said, I agree with everything except there'll never be a minor league to rival the big leagues. What do you mean by that, Walt? There'll never be a minor league to rival the big leagues. What do you mean? PB says, does NIL money get taxed? Oh, yeah. It's income. Absolutely. 100%. It's income. It does get taxed. I mean, they're adults making income. It's like they're contractors. They're responsible for their tax money, but it gets taxed. The the people don't like withhold income tax. So these kids are responsible for withholding it themselves and paying it unless they're direct employees. And usually they're not. But 100%, it's taxed. Uncle Sam's going to get his, bro. Now, I would imagine that a lot of them foolishly are like, oh, free money. I don't have to pay this. They didn't take it out. I'm in the clear. It's like, oh, bro, what are you doing? You definitely have to pay it. Well, they didn't take it out. You know how many people, you know how many comics I see do that? I'm like, oh, you're so stupid. And then I try to tell them and they don't listen. Okay. Whatever. I'm not bailing you out of jail. I'll tell you that damn much. Oh, she's close. Oh, maybe we'll get to that. Close. Maybe we'll get to that. Maybe we'll get to that. You said something to the effect the NCAA football is getting as big as the NFL. Oh, yeah, it will. It will rival the NFL. 100%. 100%. Yeah. 100%. And the reason I believe that, Walt, is the NFL is in 32 cities. Now, they're big cities, but the NFL is in 32 cities, major metropolitan cities. College football is in more cities. They're smaller. But all of those graduates live in those cities. So their allegiances are to these schools. Plus you have the cities that the schools are in. So I really think you're basically capturing the same audience. If you're an NFL fan, you're also a college football fan for the most part. Some people like one and not the other. It's very true. Some people just love college football and hate the pros. And some people love the pros and hate college football. And some people just love both. But I think when you really when this super conference thing happens in the NCAA and it builds up to what I'm predicting it to be, the product actually gets better. And that's why I predict that it will rival the NFL. Because these guys that would normally be going to the NFL right away, those stars of the future, they're not going there right away. They're staying now. These 3rd and 4th and 5th round picks that normally go and have immediate impacts and like, oh my God, this guy was a 3rd round pick. Look at him. He could be defensive rookie of the year. This is crazy. Well, all of a sudden, he stayed an extra year in the NCAA to improve his draft stock, becomes the star, then he goes. But now all eyes are on him for that season. And so instead of that happening in the NFL, now it's happening in the NCAA. And that's that paradigm shift that I think starts to happen more. Just my prediction. Could be wrong. All right. Before we get to the meat of what I wanted to talk about yesterday, before I was so lovely interrupted by Bleed Blue. This popped up on my timeline as I was going live. This shit is crazy. I did not know this. Let's see if I can zoom in here. Yes. This does not appear to be fake either. But, son of a bitch, get your ass on up out your chair. You dirty bitch. If you don't move your fucking ass. You know what? I'm just going to create a slide. Fuck it. Let me get over here. Let me get on up over here and create a slide. You dirty. Oh, you know what? I'll just do this. Perry said my basement is frozen. Yeah, bro. It is biting cold. I said that when the show started. It was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, it feels colder than it has before. For some reason. It just feels extra cold. Super duper extra cold. Hold on. Ah! Damn it. Damn it, Bobby. Damn it, boy. Oh, there we go. And scene. Okay, got it. Download. Sorry, guys. I thought this would be easier. Apparently it is not. Like I said, this popped up on my timeline as we were going live. And I don't know that this was fake. I don't believe it is. TMZ reported it, so I doubt that it's fake. Lavar Ball had a medical issue. And because of said medical issue, he had his foot amputated. And that is crazy. Like, just very much out of the blue. I don't know the details. I need to go find it. I have the photo. I should say picture. Photo is a poor choice of words. Shouldn't call it a photo. I have the picture because a photo would be a prosthetic. God damn it. I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. I really called it a faux toe. FAUXTOE. Son of a bitch. Man. What song, Alex? Put it in reverse, Terry? Oh, I know what song. Yeah, hold on. Well, we don't know that that's what it is, though. We don't know if it was the diabetes. We don't know. Let me see if I can find out what it was. And I would never make fun of somebody's actual medical condition like this. Lavar Ball foot. Let me see. Let's see. Lavar Ball has foot amputated after serious medical issue. They said he's in good spirits, though. Ball 57 and his son have yet to publicly address the situation. The Ball family patriarch has made headlines for being outspoken. Yeah, so they didn't say what it was. Ball and the Bulls agreed to 2-year deal. I guess he had been walking with a cane. Langelo last played for Mexico club Astros de Jalisco. Their dad had taken a step back from the spotlight in recent years, but has still continued to publicly celebrate his sons. So it really doesn't say what it was. He don't have the sugar. We don't know that. We don't know. We're not going to assume. I would never do that with an athlete. I'm certainly. Oh, that's why this was like this. I was wondering why my headspace was a lot. Joe Bro, that's hilarious. Joe Bro said, I would make fun. One of my guys called in today, said he had pink eye. He could not understand why I started laughing uncontrollably. Did you tell him, hey, before you come back, go get you some goggles. Also, brush your teeth, you dirty bitch. Can you buy just one shoe, or do you always have to get the pair? Nate. Nate. No, Lavar Ball is not 24. Maybe, did I say Alonzo? Because if I did, my bad. It's Lavar. Lavar Ball, not Alonzo. All right. I want to talk about in great detail. PPE is key. No, it's not a legit question. It's right there in the safety book. Yes. I want to talk about this Bullygate thing that came out a couple days ago. If you hadn't heard, Jonathan Martin came out, or there was a story that came out on ESPN that Jonathan Martin has been trying to, quote unquote, set the record straight. About Bullygate. Let me find the article. Oh, that's crazy. There's a chicken wing with pizza around it. I am not angry. Oh, let me see. Because somebody got mad at me because people just randomly post shit without citing their sources. Here we go. Yep, that was on ESPN. There we go. So here is the article that I found. If you'll recall, this happened 10 years ago. It was a long time ago. And this says Jonathan Martin waits in the wings to give a TED talk. The fiat debt spiral. Says he walks onto the glare of the spotlight, unable to see his parents' faces. There's a microphone. Dressed in a button-down shirt, dark jeans. His outfit suggests business school mixer. He's 6'6". A few seconds pass. He takes a deep breath, exhales. In quick, short sentences, he speaks of inflation in the United States' economic relation to China. He thinks Bitcoin can level the economic playing field. He speaks for more than 15 minutes, finishes, and leaves to applause. He doesn't mention football or the Dolphins or what happened a decade ago. Shortly after he talks, he heads to a conference room. He exhales again. I like to present myself as I am today. Martin leans back in the chair. All the time I'm recognized as Jonathan Martin from the Miami Dolphins. That's what people know me for. Football is just something I did. It wasn't who I am. And then the article goes into Bullygate. Now there's something in here that it kind of goes into details about it. And here it says, December 28 marked 10 years since Martin's last game. To this day, he does not like to talk about Incognito or Bullygate. He wants to be known as more than the NFL locker room prey. He edits himself in real time, texting updates and changes to previous comments. He sways from being assertive to being cautious. He describes himself as an alpha and wants to assure you he wasn't a fully formed person in his 20s. He worries over retaining agency of his story. Quote, I never believed for a second I was being bullied. He wants the world to forget the only thing it remembers about him. It's a story that I've been trying to fix for 10 years. Now, Barry said, wow, when we started calling it Bullygate. Walt said, was Richie Incognito involved? So y'all don't remember this story? This was huge. Nasty Nate said he lied because he wanted to keep his money. I would have done the same thing. Anyone that describes themselves as an alpha male is immediately dismissed. So here's the thing. When he said, I never believed for a second I was being bullied, this is when people stopped reading. Okay? This is when people stopped, closed the article, and went directly to Twitter, to Facebook, to Instagram, to TikTok. They started making videos. They started posting. And the things that they started to say were things that were like showing up on my timeline, including this post. Well, no, that was one that I sent to Richie Incognito that he didn't respond to, oddly enough. I'll show it to you as well, just so you know that I put my money where my mouth is. I talk my shit online. Where is it? This guy, Don Shula Corleone, he posted this. No source. It just says, new. Former Dolphin O-line Jonathan Martin says that he never believed for a second that he was being bullied by Richie Incognito. Bullygate was a giant lie, which he knew. That's it. That's all he posted. It's worth noting that Richie Incognito got selected to 3 additional Pro Bowls while playing for a division rival after the Dolphins, the NFL, and the media butchered this entire situation. And of course, I went on there and said, it's also worth noting you haven't posted a source yet. So I talk my shit. But here's the thing I want to point out. All right. It says, I never believed for a second I was being bullied. And again, this is where people stopped reading. If you keep reading, he goes on, it's December, he holds a bachelor's degree. But down here, right, it says his passion for Bitcoin instead of settling for a career. He says, life requires intentionality. No one is coming to save you. It says, as a youth, flag football in LA, Martin was the new kid on the organization. His father approached from the sidelines until it says his father, Gus Martin, approached from the sideline. Until then, Jonathan's experience with the game was playing catch with his dad. Because it talks about he was the new kid in the organization. For the first time, his shoulder sagged. Every moment was plotting. Until then, Jonathan's experience with the game was playing catch with his dad at the bus stop. The breath of father and son billowing in the morning light. This was different. It wasn't just for fun. Opposing players were trying to get to him. He had to deal with the confrontations. I took him aside and said, Jonathan, don't let anything get inside your head. You get inside theirs. And he took that to heart and began doing that. Okay? This is important. This is why I'm giving you the context to this. This is very important. It goes on to talk about Gus described how he and his wife arrived with their family in LA in 2001 from Pittsburgh. Gus says they had gone from Rankin to Steeltown to the Ivy League, one of 9 members of the family to go to Harvard. Jonathan, their mother, had been the first black woman partner at a major law firm in Pittsburgh. They enrolled Jonathan at the John Thomas Dye School, a private school in L.A., in Bel Air. He played the violin. So he had a very, I think they use the word posh in here, upbringing, and I think that's good. Jonathan went to an exclusive Harvard Westlake school from middle school and high school. It was this protective bubble. It was an environment that was focused on protecting kids and giving them a safe space to learn and thrive. There were no fist fights, no lunchroom dust-ups, no confrontation. If anything went wrong, administration and parents worked in tandem to find solutions. Where is it? As a player and coach, as players and coaches filtered onto the field after one high school game, an opposing coach approached Martin, the adrenaline of competition still spiking. "You're a motherfucking beast," the coach said. Gus had watched how his son had grown up with football. There was still no sign of Jonathan. Let's see. Slowly trickled out, still no sign of Jonathan. Gus opened the door of the locker room and went inside and checked on his son. Jonathan's eyes were red. He had been crying. So then it goes into what happened at Bullygate. Where is it? No, that's not what I wanted. That's Stanford. Here, let's see. Here it is. So this was David Shaw from Stanford talking. He said, so many kids will go to Stanford, Harvard, go to the NFL and not have any issues at all with translation. I could also see being from those types of environments and going to the NFL locker room where there are not a lot of people majoring in what you're majoring in or having your same out of sports interests, and the different makeup of that locker room is something to get used to. When Bullygate broke, Shaw watched from afar. He said he reached out to him. Shaw had seen controversy before and believed eventually it would blow over. It's just that this didn't calm down for a while. He reached out. He said it was mainly me making sure he knew that I was there for him. Let's see. I was not involved in any of the things going on, but I thought it was important for him to know that I cared about him. You want them to do well. You want them to have such a great transition. Days after the mass shooting. No. God, where is it? Where the fuck is it that he said it? I'm so pissed I can't find it now. Here it goes. I will say it's important for me to say that my actions in 2018 were not what people thought they were. This is about him threatening to, he had posted like a threatening Instagram post with a shotgun shells. I'm talking about bullying. And instead of going somewhere, he went to he checked himself into rehab. It says, I will say, I don't want to go into more detail, but when you have this sort of negative situation that I went through at a young age, you're off kilter, you're off balance, and it takes a while to regain your focus. You learn from your failures and from your successes, and the tabloid media is there to let everyone know about your failures, but they're not there when you graduate from Georgetown and when you start a company in Austin. I don't have reporters in front of my house asking for comments on, hey, you're doing great in life. How's that? God damn it. Where is it? Here, he says, if it took me 10,000 hours to become a 0.1%er in football, if you're an NFL starter as an offensive tackle, you're among the 64 best people in the world at your position. I view this journey as probably being similar. Okay. Finally. Fuck. Okay. This is where it's important. It says, by phone in March of 24, Martin reflected on the Wells report. And this was the report that actually got Richie Incognito in trouble. This was what was bad. And they talk about it up here. It says the Wells report found Richie Incognito, John Jerry, and Pouncey harassed Martin, another offensive lineman, and a member of the training staff. It described sexually explicit remarks about members of his family and said that at times Martin was ridiculed with racial insults and other offensive comments. 5 days after the report was published, Dolphins offensive line coach Jim Turner was fired. Incognito, who had been suspended by the team when Bullygate broke, did not play in the NFL in 2014. Martin said, it's my greatest regret of my life to this day participating in that clown show. Things happened in that locker room. His teammates called him names and said racist things to his face. They made misogynistic comments. On the spectrum of behavior in football locker rooms, it was extreme, he said. But after Bullygate broke, Martin became the martyred face of bullying, a role he says he didn't want to play. He didn't excuse what Incognito and others did. It angered him, but he saw himself as a football player who had earned his spot on the team. I was an NFL starter. I was getting paid millions of dollars. He saw the world of football as intensely competitive, and he saw himself as someone strong enough to be there. When Martin left the Dolphins facility, reporters started asking questions. At some point in the departure, Martin said during 2024, his mother told a reporter he was being bullied. That's when that she said the word bullying. That's the important part. And then his mother, of course, shared the video. But he said, I didn't believe any of the stances I was taking, right? Where I'm this victim. I wasn't a victim, right? And again, it's been a point of contention. And this is the most important thing, y'all. Because I think this paragraph in this sentence, it says, he didn't excuse what Incognito and the others did. He didn't excuse what Richie Incognito and the others did. It angered him. He saw himself as a football player who had earned his spot. I was a starter. I was getting paid millions of dollars. He saw the world of football as intensely competitive. He saw himself as someone strong enough to be there. What people don't understand what he's saying when he says, I never believed for a minute I was being bullied. He's not saying that it did not happen. And that's part of what I said when I tweeted to Richie Incognito is, so did you not call him the N-word? Did you not say you'd rape his sister jokingly? Did you not do all that Pearl Harbor stuff to the Asian trainer and call him a bunch of Asian slurs? This is all bullying. The difference is what Incognito is saying now is that mentally he wasn't in the right space, but he thinks he was an alpha even then. And that you can't bully an alpha. So it wasn't bullying. He just wasn't mentally ready or prepared for it. And I hope that that makes some sense. Because again, he doesn't excuse what Incognito and the others did. He saw himself as a football player. And in the article, it goes on to say it's an NFL locker room and these things happen all the time. And I just wasn't prepared to handle it. And that is just saying that this happened. And I think that's the delineation. There's the line that says, did Richie Incognito do these things or not? It's not about, was he tough enough mentally to take it or not? Because if he was, then it's not bullying. Fuck that. That's not how it works. Because you can bully somebody and it not affect them. It's still bullying. Now, whether your bullying has the intended effect of breaking that person or not is inconsequential to the act. If you're a bully, you're a bully. And Richie Incognito was running around talking about, oh, look at this picture of me and him hugging with our arms around each other. Oh, I guess I'm bullying him too here, huh? Bro, that is typical aggressor victim mentality. That shit is insane activity and behavior. That's exactly what guys like Richie Incognito do when they bully people. Is they look, you know what that's the equivalent of? I'll give you a perfect example of that equivalent. That's when a fucking racist says, some of my best friends are black. That's exactly what the fuck Richie Incognito is doing on Twitter and X. Is he's showing pictures of him with his arm and his hand around Jonathan Martin and saying, does it look like I'm bullying him? No, but you called him the N-word. You said you'd rape his sister. You did these things, bro. And you did these things to another lineman who, by the way, texted Martin when this shit went down and said, bro, I've been dealing with this shit for 6 years. I'm tired of it. That wasn't Martin talking. That was somebody else. And I get it. You know, this was like when Trump was like, oh, man, you know, grab him by the pussy. It's just locker room talk. Like I didn't play in high school. I played sports, but I didn't play football. Okay. We all played sports at some point. Most of us, we've all been in locker rooms. I get it. Shit happens. I'm a comic. We talk a lot of shit, but there's also a fucking line. You know what I've never done to one of my fellow comics that's black? I've never called him the N-word. I've never said I'd rape his fucking sister. Just fucking around. Like, take Trey, for example. Trey's a dear friend of mine, just as Richie Incognito says Jonathan Martin was. He talks about how he looked out for him and ask anybody on the team who had his back more than me. Nobody did. I'll tell you right now, and Trey will confirm, nobody has Trey's back as much as I do. Just as much as anybody in this city does when it comes to Trey Tutson. You know what I've never done? Texted him, hey, Trey, you need to get your shit together and be better at comedy. And then use the N-word and threaten to rape his sister and all this shit. That's not fucking normal behavior. I don't give a fuck if it's a locker room or not. That's bully behavior. Now, whether Trey's mentally tough enough to be like, man, fuck you. That's inconsequential to the argument. And in this case, Jonathan Martin just fucking couldn't take it. Because when it went down, he slammed his food in the fucking cafeteria and said, I'm sick of this shit, and stormed out. And if you know anything about football and all of that, you know that, oh, pussy, come on. It's just a little harmless ribbing. They do that to see if you will break. And most men, you just have to stuff it down. You just have to stuff it down. You can't break. You just, as men we're taught, you just shove it down. You can't break. That's what we're told as men to do. Well, that's what we were told as men to do as we grew up. But you know what? Something happened in society where we started to move away from that macho machismo bullshit. And it became more okay to talk about having feelings as a man. And it became more okay to talk about mental stability as a man. And it became more okay to talk about mental health for men. The problem was it never became okay to talk about that in a fucking locker room. But I promise you now, NFL locker rooms today versus NFL locker rooms when Richie Incognito was running around being a fucking asshole are completely different. Do they still haze? Do they still talk shit? Do they still have fun and fuck with each other? Yes. But it's on a whole different level. Because the way men deal with each other is different, and men's health matters differently now. It's looked at differently now. It's allowed now. Men's health and well-being mentally was not even allowed back then. We're talking about a decade ago. You weren't allowed to talk about your mental health as a male football player in 2014. Are you fucking kidding me? That wasn't allowed. As soon as you were like, man, I think I'm having a fucking mental breakdown. Pussy! You're a pussy. You're not a football player. You're an offensive lineman. You're not allowed to have that. Get out of here, you pussy. That's what it was. He snapped. And who could blame him? And unfortunately, his mom and dad, who were worried. Oh, snap! Yo! Bash! What is up? My man Bash coming in with the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, Bash. What's up, homie? Hey, Bash. What's up, man? Bash, good to see you, homie. Thank you for the raid, brother. Man, what was you doing today? What was you doing, man? Miss you. Good to see you, man. Bash, take a shower. Barbecue raid. Oh, snap. Bash, were you barbecuing, man? I hope you're good, dude. Man, bro. We love us some bear. Yo, Snake, I appreciate that, homie. Thank you, man. Total Dallas said I blame Bash for the Luka trade. No. Bash ain't Nico, man. Unless, did he do that shit on NBA 2K and then it happened? Bash is like that voodoo chick from the Super Bowl, but with NBA 2K. Oh, that'd be crazy. That'd be wild. Bash over here just making moves happen. Damn, if that's the case, bro, could you do a trade so the Rockets could get a point guard? Well, welcome in, Raiders. This is Barry on Deck. I'm Barry Laminack, and I'm the host of this shindig, this bullshit-ass show we call a sports talk and entertainment show. Appreciate the raid, Bash. Yeah, we do this Monday through Thursday, 2 to 5 Central, 2-ish to 5 Central. We talk sports, we talk shit. You know, it's whatever's on the agenda for the day. If you're new here, welcome. If you're like Snake and you've been here before, much love to you, man. Thanks for coming back, including my boy Bash. I appreciate that. But if you are new, couple of ground rules, all right? Couple of things. First of all, bathrooms are down the hall on the left. Kitchen is down the hall on the right. If your name's not on the food in the refrigerator, damn it, don't eat it, all right? No whores after 9 o'clock, and please don't do cocaine in the bathroom. Other than that, have a good time and enjoy the show. What we were talking about during the raid, Bash, we were deep. We were deep off in it, man. I was finally I meant to get to this yesterday, but I was kind of wrapping up here on, damn, I didn't even have it punched up. I was all into it, but I was kind of wrapping up on this whole Bullygate thing that dropped with Jonathan Martin and Richie Incognito that went down. Kind of got rehashed. ESPN dropped an article on it. I don't know how many of y'all remember this going down a decade ago, but people lost their mind on Twitter, X, and the internet when this article dropped because Jonathan Martin, they took a quote, and in my opinion, they kind of took it out of context. Total Dallas is available for handies after 9. Yeah, CZ said, okay, Alex Incognito. Stop bullying him, Alex. Yeah, but this was really taken out of context. And the kind of where I was at wrapping this up was that locker rooms back then, very different than locker rooms now. And that, men's health has come a long way in a decade. And back then, it wasn't cool to say you were having problems. I mean, if you think about it, you have athletes now. I think Zion was the last one that I can remember. No. Shit. Who was it out of Philly? He did it too. It took some mental health days. Oh boy, they can't shoot to save his life. Oh shit. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? Come on, man. I hate this. I gotta give me some ginkgo biloba. Thank you, Simmons. Yes. Thank you. Russell Simmons. I'm just kidding. That was stupid. It wasn't Russell Simmons. Yeah. It's not. Damn it, Terrence. I knew it was Ben. It was a joke, bro. I was just wanted to do the lisp thing. Russell had a lisp. It was going to be a 3-point comedy jam. But Ben also did the whole mental health day thing. And Zion did too. He just said he wasn't ready to come back. He just wasn't ready. I mean, you think about that. That wasn't shit that was taking place a decade ago. Think about this. There are guys who have just left the NFL because they're like, man, my heart's not in it. Or, you know what? I don't want to get injured. Or I don't want to hurt my head. I don't want to get concussions. I don't want to have CTE. I don't want to, be hurt. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go through these things. I don't want to put my body through this. I don't want to put my mind through this. I don't want to put my family through this. So there are guys that retire early. They weren't doing that back then. And it's not because of the money. I'm talking a decade ago. There weren't guys doing that. You played, you got your bag, and damn it, you just sacrificed. Yep, Kevin Love is big on mental health. And he was doing that back when it was not cool to do it. Back when that was a weird thing to do, man. Back when Kevin Love talked about it, people were like, what's wrong with this dude? It wasn't a thing. So, it's been, Mark, don't bully him. I wasn't bullying Russell. That's ridiculous. Just making a point. I was just doing impressions. It's an impression. I mean, I do Borat in his voice. Ben took a lot of days off for different reasons. Damn, Titan Hugo. Come on. You ain't shit. Also, accurate. That's wild. Does mental health and the money these players are getting have a correlation? No, I don't think it has anything to do with the money. I think people try to equate the two like, oh, come on, man. You can't have mental health issues if you're getting paid millions. Money doesn't matter. Like you can't. People think that the money makes everything okay. But once you have the money, and I'm not speaking from experience here, but sometimes the money, it doesn't fix things. Like it's just, the money doesn't fix everything, especially if you suffer from clinical depression or you have other things that happen in your life that send you down a dark path. Maybe you lose a child. Maybe you lose a loved one who was dear to you. I mean, look what happened to Kanye, bro. Everybody talks about Kanye's a different person. When did Kanye change? Let's really talk about that. I mean, it's obvious. When Kanye's mom passed, it flipped a switch in that man's mind. And that happens. It happens. Kanye's got all the money in the world. But I guarantee you, I'd be willing to bet he would trade every single dime he has to bring his mother back. And it would also restore his mental stability, because I'm of the opinion that he's not all there. And it sucks. It's sad, but I've seen it. I know people who have lost a loved one and it's changed them forever. So it happens, man. And it ain't about money. Certainly. Tony said money is not everything, but I'd like to have some. Oh, don't get me wrong, Tony. It's like, yeah, Mark said, I mean, he's a Nazi now. That's dark. And it's one of those things, Mark, where he's, he tried to buck the trend in Hollywood and speak out because he felt he was being wronged by the Jewish community in Hollywood, and that spiraled. And then, it's kind of like people who maybe like early on in life or at some point in life have had something happen to them or had something done to them by another race. Maybe you were robbed at gunpoint by an Asian. Not just once, maybe twice. And then maybe an Asian beat up your mom. Now all of a sudden, you just hate Asians. Now you're racist against Asians. And it's like, not all Asians do that. You just happen to have a run of bad luck. But it skews your view, and now, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what happened. And for him, it cost him a ton of money. I get it. And it's like a different level, but he already wasn't mentally stable. And then all that happened with Adidas and him going down that dark path, and it pushed it even further. And I mean, who makes a shirt like that? In his defense, and I don't know this, and I'm not defending it, but I've talked about this before. We've talked about this before on the show. And this is the only thing I could think of that maybe he was going to try to say is, hey man, I love yoga. That's a Buddhist symbol originally. I'm just trying to claim it and take it back. That's all that is. Because honestly, it really is. It's a Buddhist symbol if you look it up. I think it's Buddhist. I don't really want to Google this. Is it a Buddhist? Yeah. In Buddhism, it is a symbol of good fortune and the Buddha's footprints. It's also used in other Asian religions and cultures. However, it is now also associated with Nazi ideology and can be offensive to many people. Swastika is often placed at the beginning and end of Buddhist inscriptions. It's used as a decorative motif on the chest, palms, and soles of Buddha images. It's an aniconic symbol for the Buddha in many parts of Asia. And I think this was, I would guess, is that maybe he was trying to, buck the trend and say, aha, see? I don't know. Maybe he's Buddhist. And I didn't realize that it was used on the chest. But if you Google it, if you look it up, it really is a Buddhist symbol. But it was ruined by the Nazis. No, CC, I haven't. Yeah, Joe Bro said, yeah, the spicy pinwheel has been a symbol for many cultures for thousands of years. Yeah, and of course, it's just like, could you imagine? I was thinking about this too. Could you imagine if your last name was Hitler? Holy fuck. It's name change time. I couldn't imagine if your name was that and you'd have a parent that's just an asshole. It's like, let's name him Adolf. You're like, are you fucking crazy, Sharon? We're not naming the kid Adolf. But that was my great-great-grandfather's name before World War II. No, bitch, we're not naming our... It's bad enough our last name's Hitler. Yeah, but my grandfather's Adolf Rupp. No, Sharon, we're not doing it. Well, let's just make it his middle name. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is goddamn insane. Have you lost your mind? Yeah, but no, Sharon. Listen, you should have known when you married into the Hitler family and had kids that we weren't going to be able to name a kid after your grandfather Adolf Rupp. It wasn't going to happen. Well, Adolf Coors. Isn't that weird? And immediately you're like, ooh. I guarantee you, if you go find some chart somewhere on the internet about how often that name was used, pew, after 44. Pew, ain't happening. Oh, really, CC? They're mostly in Tomball? Wow. Do they all live in the same trailer? All right. You know what? Time to go. Oh, they're coming for me. Oh, shit. Wait, Joe, bro, you change it to or from? Wait, I think you might have mistyped that, Joe Pro. Oh, CC. The general's house was pretty nice, minus the meth needles. What? Mark, I appreciate that, brother. You know, it's funny. Mark said, great show, B. Always appreciate your deep takes. Peace and love, y'all. Thank you, Mark. You know I shouldn't, but I do it. And then I look up and I'm like, boy, we were rocking at 35. And then I get into the whole Richie Incognito bullying thing. And I look up and it's 20. And I'm just like, people just want the dancing street monkey. Come on, funny man, just make me laugh. We don't care that you have real thoughts. But I'm glad you appreciate it, brother. I do. I appreciate that. Yes, Therio, that's what they were saying. What somebody's name was Coors Light. Yeah, somebody was oh, AJB. Yeah, I know. I look at both. Don't worry. I'm like, okay, we had 8, and yeah, we were up to 8 at one point on the tubes. So, hey, shout out to my boy Bash. I love you, brother, so much, man. Appreciate the raid, homie. Hope you're doing well. Thank you guys for letting me talk about the Richie Incognito thing. I really wanted to get that expressed. And by the way, just so we're clear, and I just need you to know that I do this, and it's for no other reason than just so you know that I am out here fighting a good fight, calling people on their bullshit. Because he was like, I did my homework for you, Mike Florio. These are his words, not mine. And this was all of Richie Incognito trying to prove that Jonathan Martin, said that, I had situations with my teammates that I wasn't super happy about, And this was kind of what I was telling you, is down here, Martin Incognito situation apparently was fueled by Martin's parents. And there was another post by Pro Football Talk that basically said what I said. And that the fact that he said what he said doesn't mean it wasn't getting bullied. He just felt like he shouldn't have been. But here we go. This is me tweeting to Richie Incognito. And of course, he didn't reply. Speaking of words, are you saying you never called him the N-word? You never joked about raping his sister? Because that's the thing that that he's not owning. Is he's not, my boy Mike Jackson. He's like, oh, ooh, well, did you? Yeah, he won't talk about that. He won't ever bring that up because there's actual audio. Own it, bitch. He won't. I will. I think I saw Alec in the chat briefly. Did I see Alec pop in? Alec, love you, brother. It's on the way, homie. Friday. Care package is on the way, man. If you got any requests, hit me up. No dirty shit. It won't allow it, okay? I tried a failed attempt to get ideas from the chat, Alec. You should have seen it. Awful. Awful, bro. Awful. Barbecue chicken bash. Thank you, Alex. Much love, Perry. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. What are we going to talk about tomorrow? I still got some shit. Because we have not touched on the whole Justin Tucker thing. I know, we may have to get deep again tomorrow. Look, it ain't my fault. It ain't my fault the world's a fucked up place and there's people in sports doing fucked up things. Okay, we got to talk about it. Take two. I forgot to show you that. But we'll get into it. All right. I even had a link for the 10 worst things Richie Incognito's been accused of. Including one where he said guns are for shooting all black people. Huh. But, he's not a bully. He's a great person. I digress. Hey, man, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And until then, do me 3 favors, everybody. Be safe. Be kind. And most importantly, love each other. Bye. Let's see, should we raid? We should raid. If Bash raids, we raid, huh? Let's find a raid. Come on. Let's see, who can we raid? Let's return a favor. Let's see. Same category. Let's find somebody that's, let's see, sort by viewers low to high. Crucial IDP fantasy football tips you can't miss. Oh boy. People watching wrestling, sports talk, radio. We don't do radios. And then I get duped. I'm like, oh cool, this is just guys talking. And then it's fucking radio. Sons of bitches. Oh wow. Sports Radio 610, there's Patrick Creighton. I'll be damned. Get him, P. Titty. Get him, boy. Don't tell him I said that. He'll get me angry. Now that we're friends again. Oh, fuck. I can't find nobody to raid up in this bitch. I don't see nobody talking sports, you guys. I swear to God. I swear before God. Okay, fuck it. Love you guys, bye. And he's making a YouTube video.